So, Professor, you wanted to play some more of our game before we did our interview. And now it's progressed, so how am I doing? I must say I'm surprised by your most recent move. Why? That was to be my question. You moved your rook. Then clearly just sacrificed your pawn, did you not? Perhaps I did, but I've learned sometimes it takes sacrifice to get what you want. What exactly do you want in this moment? To nurture our relationship? To win wizard chess to get on with our interview? I guess that one. A kind goal, and a worthy one. I applaud you for coming right out and saying it. I'm so pleased. I'm still perplexed. Is your strategy to lose to learn more about me? Because that would be quite disappointing. I thought it might help you share a bit more if you were winning. But I should have remembered Madame Hooch saying you enjoy honest competition as well. I see you've been talking about me with my peers. And possibly even using information you've learned from them to guide you in our game. It's true, but I can explain. I think that would be best. I don't have enough energy. Alright, I don't think I have enough, but I'm gonna try. You were quite the student yourself when you were in school. I think I said that one already. Very much value all my relationships at Hogwarts. Also possibly already said. Certainly been busy. If I can get... Come on, give me one more. Yes! There we go. 5. I'll do it. There we go. Professor Sprout explained what good friends you are. So you see, I only talk to your peers and friends as a way to get to know you. And I learned quite a bit. It's wise to get to know your opponent. I'm just trying so hard not to disappoint you, Professor. Then play honestly and wisely. I assure you I want to see you do your best, always. You spend a lot of time worrying about what's to come. Thinking about your brother, chasing curses, making foolish mistakes in the game we're playing here and now because you're worried about our next interview. I suppose you're right about that. Seems silly. Glad you agree. Best way to learn is to focus on the present rather than getting caught in the past or what's to come. By doing that today, you've put yourself in a corner in our game. Blimey, I hope I can get out of it. Fret not, there's always a path forward, and I'm quite enjoying our talks. But the way to earn my respect is to show me you respect the game. No more needless sacrifices. I understand. Thank you, Professor. Promise me you'll do your best. Consider your next move wisely, and we'll talk again soon. Yay! Part 2 complete. I got another chocolate frog. On to part 3. Snape and Dumbledore help with your presentation. Alright. Skip. Collect. I have some advice for you, but first I must deal with a thief? Okay. Penny's here. I'm telling you, Penny, it's like Professor McGonagall knows something about everything. When we're playing chess, it's like she could read my every move. She's just so wise and magical. She's both those things, Heather. You knew that before you even started the teacher appreciation interview. I'm still not sure what I'll say in my presentation, but it has to be good if she's the special honoree. Well, you're definitely making progress by interviewing the teachers and playing wizard chess with McGonagall. Didn't she tell you that getting to know your opponent is a good strategy? That's exactly what you're doing. Right, Penny, but McGonagall also told me I have trouble staying in the present. Wise words indeed, Ainsley. Why don't you focus on the task at hand, which is reviewing your Wiggenweld potion? Professor Snape, I feel like you always somehow sneak up on me. How could I sneak up on you in my own classroom? Unless, of course, your head was somewhere else, like Professor McGonagall suggested. Yes, Professor. Potion, Ainsley. Need I remind you the last time you made the concoction, it was merely passable.
Ha!
Professor Snape's got a point. So let's focus on the present, like Professor McGonagall suggested. Alright, let's review. There we go.
Ha!
Brew's done. Now I just have to wait for it to cool, and then the potion's ready. You sure it's supposed to turn that turquoise color at the end? Absolutely. You questioning my potions making, Heather? I'm just worried that, much like I've almost botched potions in the past, I could be botching the game of wizard chess I'm playing with Professor McGonagall. I just don't want to disappoint her in the game or the presentation. What Minerva McGonagall respects more than anything is people who don't quit. She and I have that in common. I see that, Professor. She deserves to be properly honored at the Teacher Appreciation Feast, unless you fail her by giving up. Is that what you are, Ainsley? A failure? I'm a winner! Professor Snape, I'll do my best for Professor McGonagall at the presentation. And in our chess game. That remains to be seen. In the meantime, may I suggest you stop whining and wallowing and rise to the occasion, else you disappoint us all at the Teacher Appreciation Celebration. That sounded like a threat.
Huh?
Professor Snape can just be a bit gruff. Maybe you can use his words to embolden you to do your best in your presentation. As well as in the wizard chess game. Playing should be fun, not scary. You're right, it is fun. I'm lucky to even get to play with Professor McGonagall. No other student has that chance.
Ha!
Exactly. I bet Professor McGonagall believes in you. So do I. I just thought of someone I believe in who could have the answers I need. Who? The headmaster. I'm heading to see Professor Dumbledore next. After, our energy refills. Join me in my office. We haven't been in here. Look at all the portraits. There's Fox. This does look familiar. Have we been in here? Thank you for agreeing to see me on short notice, Headmaster. Your note came at an opportune time. I've been meaning to call you in myself. Oh, really? Been hearing interesting rumors about you and your activities lately, and I have some opinions about them. Activities, sir? Yes, you've been very busy, so I felt it was time we talked. Have any idea what about? McGonagall? It's about my research on Professor McGonagall? Indeed. Brilliant, because that's exactly why I asked to speak with you. Glad to hear it. Proceed. I've been thinking that to really honor Professor McGonagall at the Teacher Appreciation Celebration, I need to talk to people who know her best, so I've been interviewing her friends and peers. I admit I've heard about your pursuit of information about our esteemed honoree, and I'm happy to hear you've been doing your homework. That's why I wanted to call you here as well, to commend you. I'm glad, because as headmaster, you're at the top of the list of people I need to talk to. After all, you've known her the longest. It's true, I do have unique insight into Professor McGonagall. And aside from having the privilege to work with her these many years, I also had the honor of teaching her in my own time as a student here at Hogwarts. I've heard so many great and interesting things about the professor so far, but I really want to know what makes her special to you, Headmaster. Let's begin. Helping you to further appreciate Professor McGonagall would be my pleasure. I need energy. Oh, quick thing. Now that I've ranked up Spinks, and if I go to the... Whoa. Okay. If I go... So now there's stuff here. There's actually, some people here. So I assume that as I rank up the others, or as I continue to rank this, it'll fill up. Few people realize how funny Minerva McGonagall can be. Professor McGonagall always finds ways to surprise me, even today. I hold Professor McGonagall in high regard. To say Professor McGonagall is wise is an understatement. Even as a student, McGonagall's animega skills were most impressive. Is Professor McGonagall your favorite staff member? Are you allowed to pick favorites? Is Professor McGonagall your favorite student? Professor and I are playing wizard's chess, and clearly she's a master. And, ooh, yay! Nope, didn't think so. Damn it. There we go. So as you can see, I am at no shortage of qualities to extol about the subject of your presentation. And as we discussed, not only is she wise and a master of wizard chess, but it's been most satisfying to see her grow into a master of magic as well. Did you always know she was going to join the staff at Hogwarts? Actually, we were her second job after she graduated. But I have to admit I was relieved she chose to call us here when she decided to leave the Ministry of Magic. Professor McGonagall worked for the Ministry? I had no idea. For a time after, yes, she did. But a lot of people are glad she made the decision to teach here instead. Indeed, Professor McGonagall is dedicated, but possibly my favorite thing about her is how trustworthy she is. She would never let down her colleagues or any of the students at Hogwarts. In fact, Professor McGonagall is the person I would entrust Hogwarts to in my absence. Professor McGonagall would be brilliant, of course, but I hope that day never comes, sir. I assure you that it has, and it will again. But Professor McGonagall has the strength to handle whatever comes her way. She has my complete trust and my faith. I definitely don't want to disappoint Professor McGonagall at the celebration. You won't if you have faith and trust in your teacher as well. As I said, she won't let you down, and I expect you won't either. Thank you, Headmaster. Good luck in your presentation and in your wizard chess game. You'd have to be quite the player to best your professor. You're right, I'm sure, but for now I need to decide on my next move and bring it back to Professor McGonagall. It's time for our next interview. Time to continue our game. This game has gotten quite exciting, Professor. You're definitely offering me a challenge. That is the intention. Nothing in life worth earning comes easy. It certainly sounds that way. You clearly worked hard throughout your career. The fact the headmaster thinks of you as a master of magic. Dumbledore, that's quite a compliment. He's one of the most skilled wizards of our time. Sometimes I wonder if I'll ever be that skilled. Or if I have what it takes. To wander is to waste time. The answer is within you, so let's have it. What do you think is required to become a master of magic? I expect it takes hard work, but I'm confident I can become master of magic if I work as hard as you have. Partly because I take my studies seriously, Professor, just as you did. Our teachers will appreciate that, so do I. Take that to heart, Professor. Anything is possible, but one does not become versed in the magical arts overnight. You still have a long road ahead and much to learn. I know, and I have to say it's been fascinating learning more about you, Professor. For instance, I didn't know you had a Muggle parent. Does that qualify as fascinating? It's simply a fact. Well, then let's talk about your student achievements. I was so impressed to hear you were a prefect, head girl, and aced all your exams. And also that you played Quidditch in a famous match between Gryffindor and Slytherin. Is there a question in the midst of all this rambling? I guess I'm just curious to hear more about them right from the hippogriff's mouth. If you think it'll be helpful for your presentation, we can discuss this all in greater depth as we play. I'd love to hear anything more you have to add. We actually gonna do questions at the chess table? I need energy, so. Wait again. Alright, I forgot to hit the record button, so we'll just jump in here. I think maybe we finally have enough. When it comes to that infamous Quidditch match, I believe Gryffindor was cheated. I still feel exhilarated when I watch a spirited Quidditch match. To have pride in one who is and what one does is not only necessary, it is essential. My mother was a witch, though she initially kept that from my father. Those who enjoy responsibility and socializing will enjoy being a prefect. And I'm once again out of energy. This chess game keeps getting more interesting, along with these interviews. To be head girl was an honor, and I took my duties seriously. My father was indeed a muggle. Thanks, Professor. Hearing your thoughts on what I've learned so far is very helpful. Yet you still have more questions, I assume. Actually, there was one fact I learned while talking to Professor Dumbledore that surprised me. Are you going to ask about it promptly or leave it hanging there for me to wonder about? I guess I was surprised to hear you came to Hogwarts after working in the Ministry of Magic. And I'm wondering, was working there part of your long-term plan? Is that what you think? That my life has always gone according to plan? Well, it's just that you seem to be successful at everything you set your mind to. Even your chess moves during this game have been so methodical and strategic. Oh, you do still have much to learn about the journey of life. So leaving the ministry isn't something you anticipated. It's hardly a sword story. I worked there for a year, then made a choice to be an educator. I guess I wondered if there was something more to it. Perhaps our choices can affect who we are. Every move you make during our chess game has ramifications. And the choices you make very soon will determine what you'll say at your presentation and how I'll be represented. Till then, I would be remiss if I didn't mention that you are now in check. Oh no! Don't fret, the game isn't over yet. Though you'll have to wait till our final chess session to see if you'll be the victor in this game. Do well in your teacher appreciation presentation, and then we'll return to finish our match. I hope we get to make actual choices about what we say, because I think that would be interesting. Yay, part 4. Skip. Energy! Let's go. Go talk to Hagrid. I believe I'll have an even deeper appreciation of our students after their presentations, says Flitwick. I'm nervous about my presentation. What if everyone gets upset I interviewed Professor Sprout and Hagrid? Why would people care? I'm nervous about my presentation. Yeah, everybody is. There's 100 students. Like, does everybody have a teacher? Thanks for meeting me, Hagrid. Quite happy to be here, though I'm not sure what for. Yeah, why did you want to see us, Ainsley? I have places to be and spells to learn. I have a feeling this has something to do with the teacher appreciation celebration. Presentations are coming up quickly. You're right, Penny. I'm trying to figure out what's most important to say about Professor McGonagall. I wanted to go over what I've learned so far and get your opinions on what to feature as well. Sounds brilliant. I'd love to help. Not sure you'd agree with my opinion, Ainsley. I want to hear from people who will approach their presentation differently, Marilla. Guess it makes perfect sense that I'm here, then. What you need me for, then? You're actually part of the faculty, Hagrid, so of course your opinion matters. Maybe the most. Sound reasoning? Be happy to give you my opinion then as well. Perfect, let's discuss. And this is gonna take energy. Let's not start it yet. Let's just wait. Professor McGonagall is many things to her students and colleagues for sure. Professor Quirrell appreciates Professor McGonagall's humanity. Professor McGonagall seems efficient, so keep it short and we'll all be happy. I'm sure your teachers will want you to be honest and forthright. Professor McGonagall, okay, got that one. Professor McGonagall seems quite private, much like Professor Snape. Professor Snape mentioned Professor McGonagall isn't fond of quitters. Professor Dumbledore says Professor McGonagall is wise and trustworthy. Madam Hooch loves Professor McGonagall's competitive spirit. You certainly learned a lot about the guests of honor for the teacher appreciation celebration, Heather. I agree, Hagrid, but I'm curious what you each think is the most important of the qualities to highlight. Professor McGonagall surely is wise and trustworthy, both important qualities in a teacher. I like that she's competitive and tenacious, because I am too. I quite admire that Professor McGonagall is both humane and devoted in all things. That about covers it, and she's all of those things. But what do you think, Heather? Which of these qualities is most important for you to showcase? I want to make sure I present Professor McGonagall as humane and devoted. To her students, to her fellow professors, and to her friends. She may come across as stern. She's also compassionate and caring. Professor Sprout and Professor Quirrell made that quite clear. What could be more important when it comes to teaching? There you have it. You know exactly what you want to say. Can I go back to not caring now? Yes, Marula, and thanks all. I think I have everything I need to do Professor McGonagall justice with my presentation. I'm sure you do, but truth is, if you speak from the heart, you can't go wrong. I hope so, because the next time we're all together will be at the celebration. Which means it's almost time for a right proper Hogwarts feast. Finalize your presentation. Thanks for watching till the end of the video. Consider giving a like or leaving a comment. The YouTube algorithm favors engagement, so doing one or both of those things really helps the channel. There's social media links in the description and a link to my tip jar if you're interested in helping out that way. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope you enjoy the next one.